2023 season heads into its final quarter. Race 1 of the Tissot Aragon round gets underway. Looked like a bit of a scrappy start actually on the second row of the grid then. They power down towards turn number 1 and it's Alvaro Bautista who cuts across the nose of Jonathan Rea to lead them through turn 2 for the first time. The Patti Yamaha's almost side by side for 3rd and 4th positions. Bit of a moment there for Andrea Locatelli. That will enable Michael Ruben Rinaldi to come through. Was that Jonathan Rea almost with a big get off as he tries to get on terms with Alvaro Bautista at the end of the first sector.
Yeah, Rea pushing as hard as he can. We saw that outside leg all the way up in the air. So Jonathan in Magny-Cours, we saw in the opening lap, he was willing to take risks.
And that's because Rea wants to make his move down the inside into turn 7. We have seen him on occasion get alongside riders with a bit of a block pass through there. But it's Alvaro Bautista who holds firm for the moment at least. Perfect launch from him. And if he gets clear into the final sector of this first lap, he's going to be very difficult to keep up with.
Toprak needs to attack into turn 12 on Jonathan Rea to come through. But for Rea, that's also an opportunity to come through on Bautista.
As Rinaldi came through on Andrea Locatelli, the lead trio have broken slightly away. 0.4 of a second is the gap to 4th position behind Razgatlioglu in 3rd. So Rinaldi with a little bit of work to do. But Jonathan Rea hustling at the head of the field here on Alvaro Bautista. He knows he needs to strike. He knows that Bautista cannot be left with clear air in front of him. Jonathan Rea straight back onto the tail of Alvaro Bautista. Is he a little bit closer this time around? Can he think about a move perhaps in towards turn 7? Will Bautista be able to cover it off? We ride on board with Toprak Razgatlioglu. Bautista holds the line.
It's not that he's closer, it's that he's taking those wider lines. So Bautista, especially from that rear-facing camera, it means that he's on that defensive line. So Rea is always in a position to be a little bit closer. But are you able to do anything with that? You can't do anything into the corkscrew. But for Jonathan Rea, it's about trying to make sure into turn 7 he can try and attack. This is looking back at Rea from Bautista.
Rear tyre life starts to become critical. Jonathan Rea's in deep. Rea could lose 2nd position here. No, looks like he's just held on. We ride on board with Rea, but that's how hard he's attacking on the tail of Bautista. And we're going to see Iker Lecuona's infraction here. And I called it at the time scrappy start, and it was Lecuona moving away. Then the race got underway, but by then he'd been left on the line. Second part of the penalty being served by Iker Lecuona from P11, and the problem for him is that there was only 1.5 seconds covering positions 7 all the way down to 13, so he's going to drop right to the back of that group. Petrucci making the move there on Gardner. That's at the final 2 turns on lap 5. So Danilo Petrucci, continuing his march through the field, is now up into P8, and he is riding about 1 second a lap faster than Axel Bassani ahead as well. So Philip Ertl might soon have to think about Danilo Petrucci in a scrap for top independent. That is a remarkable recovery from Petrucci in these early laps. Bautista's fastest lap of this race on lap 2, 1 minute 49.5, admittedly matched at the time by Rea and Razgatlioglu, but only a couple of tenths of a second short of Toprak Razgatlioglu's fastest lap record, from last season from the Superpole race.
This is what you'd expect, though, from what we saw in the longer runs of yesterday. Oh, Bautista!
Alvaro Bautista, having accumulated a lead of over 1 second, is down at turn 9.
And this is where it's now critical for Toprak to come through on Rea. Try and take as much advantage as possible. Get yourself to 25 points. We haven't seen many mistakes from Bautista this season. This is a big one.
A crash from the lead in race 2. Here's Razgatlioglu moving through into top spot in front of Jonathan Rea. So Toprak has the opportunity to make back as many as 25 championship points. Bautista rejoins, but of course it's right the way down the order and outside of those points-paying positions as things stand.
He, as long as he's able to get going, let's have a look at the replay for this. For Bautista, he just carries too much speed through there, and just the bike washes out from underneath him.
It's just a reminder that whenever you think that the race is won, there is still this possibility. We ride on board with Bautista.
Yeah, it's almost one of those ones where you think maybe he's clipped a curb or something through there, because it's not on the change of direction, it's on the way down the hill on the right hand side before you try and get the bike turned over. So for Alvaro, we'll see if there's much damage done to the bike. He's down there in 22nd position, which should leave him about 20 seconds down on the race leaders, which is about 8 or 9 seconds off the points.
Here comes Jonathan Rea, attacking back on Razgatlioglu. Bold move that from Jonathan Rea. He knows there's an opportunity now for his first dry weather podium since Estoril last year.
Dry weather win since Estoril last year. This is the chance for Rea. We saw how good he was in the Superpole lap. He's been good all the way through this weekend. Toprak hasn't, but Toprak's got a chance now to be able to claw back a big chunk of points. He needs the 25.
Utter chaos here in Aragon. Nobody would have seen that coming. Alvaro Bautista was in a position where he could ride with some comfort. Two-thirds race distance, Jonathan Rea fending off the 2021 world champion.
He doesn't have the confidence on the brake. It's a strange thing to think about for Toprak, but when we rode on board with him a lap ago, you could see that Rea could break into the corner deeper and harder. So for Jonathan Rea right now, he's in the right position because Toprak doesn't have his typical bike underneath him.
8 seconds now is the gap between Alvaro Bautista and the first of the points-paying positions as we recover Michael Ruben Rinaldi through on Toprak Razgatlioglu for second place.
And that was through on the brakes into turn 5 once again, and perfect illustration that Toprak not as comfortable out there as we're used to seeing. Just able to hold that tight line and then force Toprak to have to sit the bike up. Rinaldi comes through. He's going to come through, and Jonathan Rea as well, down the back straight into turn 16, you'd think. But for Jonathan Rea, we've seen it where he's put his bike into the right place all the way through this race. Let's see if he can do the same against a Ducati.
Real opportunity now for Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Jonathan Rea can't go defensive enough. Rinaldi jabs down the inside and Jonathan Rea has to yield.
Rinaldi makes the move a lot earlier on Jonathan Rea as well. That move was made from the exit of turn 5 up towards turn 4. Let's see if Rea can attack.
Rea then will have the momentum to carry his line down the inside. We know what he's capable of doing at turn 7. He's done it again. Here comes Michael Ruben Rinaldi then to the inside once again. That now will tighten up, and there's only one line through turn 12, so Jonathan Rea re-establishes himself with track position and top spot, and all the while Toprak Razgatlioglu says, well, I can keep pace with you, and if these two start to hold one another up, he's right back in the mix as well.
Yeah, and for Rinaldi, let's see the wider line there in the entry to 15. We'll see if that can give him a bit of a slingshot down the back straight, see if he can attack Jonathan Rea. We've seen Rea with that wide line through 16 and 17.
Rinaldi with the slipstream advantage, closest he's been on the back straight to making a pass on Jonathan Rea, and he's through down the inside into turn 16 on lap 15. Rinaldi hits the front. Can Rea now respond? And this will tick on. If Rinaldi starts to break away, there will be no answering back for Jonathan Rea from second position, and already Michael Ruben Rinaldi starting to escape 0.2 of a second. He's already built by the end of lap 15, and now Toprak Razgatlioglu sniffs an opportunity. Jonathan Rea perturbed by Rinaldi's overtaking manoeuvre, and Toprak has got up into second place.
That's just Toprak needing to come through there as well. He was just making sure that no matter what, he was going to break deeper than Rea, but through turn 4 and 5, Rea might be able to answer back.
Jonathan Rea then on the tail of Toprak Razgatlioglu. Rea has appeared to have the pace advantage over the man in front of him, Razgatlioglu, but disturbed by the fight with Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Rea has been leapfrogged by Razgatlioglu, and now it's a question of whether in these final 3 laps Rea can recover second spot.
Yeah, we saw a quick shot of Bautista. He's still outside the points, and he's still got about 3.5 seconds to make up on Domi Aguilar. His progress is stalled.
Rinaldi escaping now, as I've said a few times. He's looking comfortable ahead of Razgatlioglu and Rea, and he's now just got to avoid the errors that saw Alvaro Bautista throw a race victory away.
Yeah, super stuff from Rinaldi. He's kept a cool head all the way through this race. He's ran the race at his pace, and he's been able to pick his moments to come through.
Razgatlioglu then sitting second and Bautista in 16th position. But a supreme ride from Michael Ruben Rinaldi. He's got Toprak Razgatlioglu under control, and he exits the final turn. This is the venue where Michael Ruben Rinaldi made his WorldSBK debut over 5 years ago with the Aruba Junior team. His final season with the Aruba IT Ducati factory outfit. He's a race winner again for the first time since Barcelona 2021, and once again here in Aragon, where he claimed his first victory in 2020 with Go 11. Michael Ruben Rinaldi, but Alvaro Bautista down again. Alvaro Bautista down at the final 2 turns, was obviously trying to make a pass to get up inside those points-paying positions, and this race is a dead loss for Bautista. 20 points thrown away at the expense of Toprak Razgatlioglu.
He had already come through on Domi Agador, so this is going to be a move on one of the BMWs. And we'll see what happens for him trying to get down the inside, and just asks a bit too much of it. And for Alvaro, it's a fast place to come off, and luckily enough, he just slides along the asphalt runoff and then into the gravel, so it shouldn't have done any real damage to him. But that's going to be a dent in his confidence. That's 2 crashes. The first one in particular was an on-force error. The second one, you're trying to recover more than just that points-paying finish. But for Alvaro, this is a tough day at the office, and an unnecessary one, considering he had all that speed. He had the lead of the race whenever he crashed, and then he's spent the whole day trying to recover from that and ends up crashing at the last corner again.